I am an adrenaline junkie. I love going fast. I love, having risk. Obviously not crashing, but, there are certain elements to ski racing that I thrive on, that a lot of people are that make a lot of people very nervous. A lot of people get scared. A lot of people, especially after injury, they think more about what they're doing, whereas I don't really think about it. I just go. And so maybe, Heather, you have an answer for me, but I don't know. I know that I am different. And I've always been that way. I don't feel like I really changed that much over the course of my career. I'm 35 now. I retired at 34. And I don't feel like when I got older, I was any more or less cautious. It was kind of always the same. And same goes for after injuries. I was kind of always this way. And I drive recklessly. I feel like I'm in control. I don't know if I really am, but at least that's my perception. Especially in Europe, there's no speed limit. So like, I can really have fun with it. I drive fast cars. I love the speed and the rush. So, yeah, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Heather.
So yeah, and there are definitely individual differences in terms of how our brains develop and how that affects our risk-taking capacity, right? So there's two aspects. There's one, just the general developmental, like when you're younger, you tend to take more risks than when you're older. But then the individual difference of, there are some people that are just more, not only risk takers, but risk seeking. They need more. And we did some studies, we call it actually behavioral addiction. So the same neurocircuitry that's involved with drugs of addiction is involved.
That sounds bad.
It's only bad if you end up like killing yourself, but you can know what your predilections are and then create an environment around you that can protect you. So, knowing that you're a type of person that needs a little bit more stimulation to get the same buzz, like I'm not a risk taker, right? So I don't need much to get my adrenaline going. Like if my husband pushes my kid on the swing too high, I'm like, that's enough, right? And that's all I need. Whereas, he needs much more.
Backflips off the swing when I was a kid.
Right. Exactly. And so we actually did research and found that certain people with these with impulsivity or these kinds of behavioral addictions, they actually are a little bit more understimulated. So normally, let's say you tell a person, you're about to win a sum of money, they'll get a little bit of dopamine, that kind of reward chemical in the brain. But people, let's say with pathological gambling problems, they didn't get that same reward. They needed more to get that same level of dopamine that the average person. And so it might be that your brain needs more to get the same feeling that someone else might get by just driving, 75 miles an hour, and you need to drive 100 miles an hour to get that. And so once you know that about yourself, then it's about how to take calculated risks, how to get that high that you're chasing in a controlled environment where you're not in danger of like harming yourself. But I do think it gives elite athletes an advantage because you're willing to take a little bit more risk than the other guy. You're going to go a little faster. You're going to push because you got to push the edge between like you're going to fall and hurt yourself and just barely making it. And part of that is overcoming fear. And if you have that edge where you can overcome fear a little bit more than the next guy, you're going to have that advantage. In addition to all the physical attributes that you have and all of that, it's that psychological attribute that's very important.